can stand. You can stand.
but it feels safer behind here.
What's up, guys? I'm DragonBeaz. I actually have Petal here with me for this one.
Hello.
Petal's here visiting the Netherlands, and so I thought I'd bring them in for the next cooking video. So today, I am insane. We all know that. So today we are doing the famous stew made by Brock in the Pokemon series. It's the stew that you see him when they're out. He seems to just throw a heap of stuff in there, and it always looks incredible. Like most anime stews and anime soups and that, they always look good. But I wasn't sure if there was a legit recipe, and I actually managed to find one that seems to have very good reviews. I'm going to show you how it's made. It is served with rice as well, so I'm going to make some rice as well. Actually, before we start, I must highlight, I have an apron. These these aprons are actually available to purchase. If you are interested, you can check out the information in my Discord. There's information how to order the aprons along with any other merch for the for DragonBeaz stuffs. Let's get stuck into it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put some water in a big saucepan. The idea behind the recipe is that most of the vegetables that are put in it are actually sort of partially or almost cooked through before they even go into the cream stew mixture. We're going to start by preparing our vegetables. There's only a few ingredients. We have some potatoes, broccoli, some onion. We've got baby carrots. If you can't get baby carrots, you can use regular carrots as cut into circles. The meat base is chicken. There is some chicken stock or chicken bouillon, and obviously milk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare all the other vegetables while we're waiting for the water to boil. The onion we want to peel, and we want to just cut it up into not too chunky but not too fine. Doesn't have to be anything too fancy. But yeah, we don't just a simple dice. You don't want to have it. You don't need to have it too complicated or anything. With the broccoli, we want to cut it into little florets. You don't want massive florets because it will just be big chunks. Now we've also got baby carrots. We don't actually have to do anything with these. We're going to keep them whole. Make sure you peel them because the skin, I was going to say the pith, that's not the right word. The skin can be quite bitter. So then we've got the chicken. You can use any chicken really. I went with chicken breast fillet, mainly because when it cooks, it's a nice colour. This stew is very pale in colour. Can go for something like a thigh. A thigh would work fine. Just bear in mind that obviously, generally speaking, thighs need longer cooking time. So all you want to do with your chicken is just cut it into sort of bite-sized pieces. We cook everything off, starting with the chicken and the onion. So if you want to put just like a tablespoon or two's worth, roughly. So we'll get that chicken in, and I also put the onion in. Obviously be very aware of hygiene. You don't want to mix your meats and things you've been chopping with we don't want cross-contamination.
Especially when it's chicken.
Especially when it's chicken. So basically, any rule of thumb with anything, with like stews and that, is that everything should be around the same sort of size. If you've got obviously the baby carrots are longer, but I'm talking like their thickness. You kind of want to keep your other ingredients around that thickness for like even cooking. So yeah, literally we're just cooking. You cook all the components. All of them at once.
I guess this is what you meant for me to do, is to just hand me the spoon and...
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even really...
and without words, like, I guess this is my interpretation.
Alright, so what we're going to do in the meantime is I have got a little saucepan here, a little small one. Small pan. And what I'm going to do is we are going to make rice. I'm not going to overdo it with the rice. I don't want 10,000 tons of rice. So I've got that on to boil. So all Petal's doing is cooking off the chicken.
I'm going to get some nice cold on the outside now.
The water is ready, so or as hot enough, I'm going to put baby carrots in. So what I'm going to do here is 2 bouillon. Now the most important thing in this is that when you add the bouillon here, is to make sure you
grind it up,
crumble it down, because obviously we're not adding boiling water, we're adding it to milk.
Yeah.
But as it heats up in the process of making this cream sauce, this will dissolve. And this also, at this point you don't want to add any salt, because obviously bouillon is salty. We don't know until we taste later before we serve. 1.5 litres of milk. This is a litre jug. So
be added in afterwards?
yeah, I'll add the other half litre afterwards. Use a whisk, or you can use a fork or a spoon or whatever. So basically what we're doing here, it's very similar to what you do with a bechamel sauce, you know, cheese sauce you put in like lasagna and that. 8 tablespoons of butter, approximately. About 2/3 of a cup of flour. Basically you want your butter to be nicely melted. Molten, for those who say that. You add your flour a little bit at a time. And this is called making a roux, for those of you who are not people who cook a lot, I guess. That's probably Now, the secret is that you want to, the reason why you're cooking it like this for a bit is to cook the rawness out of the flour, almost. Because otherwise it will be floury, which is a weird thought to say, but... And then what we're going to do is very gradually start with this litre.
I was going to say very carefully when you start bumping into everything, yeah. So,
Little bit at a time, constantly mixing. You can smell the chicken stock. Okay, so we just add a little bit of time. And then what I'm going to do is I am now going to swap very quickly to my whisk, which will help make sure it's smooth. And so, a little bit at a time, you just keep adding. Keep it on a, not a low heat, but you don't want it too high, because you want to have time to just keep adding your ingredient, your milk and your bouillon. Once it's changed texture, we can then add all the other ingredients. Taste it for seasoning if we need salt and pepper.
I'm leaving that to you.
And then we'll be good to go. So now we get all of our vegetables and very carefully put them in so that you don't end up splashing them everywhere or wearing the stew yourself. I'm going to take my whisk out of the way, like so, and then of course the chicken and onion, including the juice from it sitting there, so it's got flavour.
Then you fold it in, yes?
Very gently, because otherwise if you go too rough you'll break all your vegetables up. And this way you don't want to overcook your broccoli so it doesn't fall apart, but it also adds colour. And that is basically ready. And basically that's it. I mean, if you want to garnish it, but hang on, there we go. That is the brock stew. I didn't taste the mochi on stream. Let's go with a bit of rice.
It's good.
It's really creamy, but like not overpowering. Yeah, so that's brock stew. If you want the recipe, I will put the recipe in the description below. Let me know what you think of the recipe. If you do make it, you're welcome to share photos in my Discord as well. I'd love to hear from you guys what you thought of the recipe and the food. As I said, these aprons are available. You can look in the merch channel in my Discord and for more information on how to order them, etc. enjoy cooking it, enjoy eating it. I'm sure it will be just as tasty as what I've made here. Thank you to Petal for joining me. It's been fun.
Oh, I was present.
You helped. Anyway, enjoy the food. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.